All right, everybody. Happy Friday. It's that time again where we talk about everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote a best-selling book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins of Two Sisters
All
Writing
right,
and Publishing,
everybody. Happy.
and I'm here with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer. And today we're going to talk about writing on deadline. Joanie, what do you think about that topic?
Oh my gollies. It reminds me so much of sports, and I just relate everything to that way. And so, can I kick it off?
Yeah, tell me. I hadn't thought
Literally,
about
a
sport.
kickoff. Here's the prop. It's like,
Yes.
we are down to the last fourth quarter with 1 minute to go. Elizabeth Atkins has the ball. Joanie Rockin', she's ready to go too. And Elizabeth's got it. She's running around the right side, heading down the field. Yes, push him out of the way. Push him out of the way. Keep going because the deadline, the score, the goal, the touchdown is right there in your sights. You got
Oh, wow. I l- you said touchdown. I love that. That is
it.
amazing. Oh my
But it
God.
all starts with that coach and a game plan.
Wow, that's amazing, Joni. I never made that correlation, so thank you. My 6 months to best-selling book success program, which got you started as the author now of three books, is starting in September. So anybody who's interested, please drop me a comment, send me an email at our website, twosisterswriting.com. Check out our coaching page. I'd love to help any of you who need help writing a book. So, Joni, that's brilliant. I love it. I love it. So I'm on a deadline to finish my second Biss Tribe book, and it comes on the heels of finishing the deadline for Healing Religious Hurts. So it was like back-to-back deadlines, and we can't wait to get the proof back from our graphic designer about healing religious hurts, which could happen any day now. But when you're on deadline, your energy has to be 1000% focused on doing the writing to meet a deadline, which means a day that things are due, either to the graphic designer or to the publisher or to an editor. There's all kinds of different deadlines that you face, but the biggest one to start is to finish the book. So, Joni, when you set a deadline, a publication date, March 19th, which was of significance for you to publish Nun Better. So tell me about the deadline pressure, because you wrote your book in 5 months, and we published it in 9 months, which is extraordinary. That the 9 months include the 5 months of you writing, which is really extraordinary. So that's just 4 months for publishing. So what did it feel like when you were on deadline?
Well, and I set the date myself. I think that's where I want to start with. So I set the deadline. And so having a team, that means that everybody needs to be on board with the same purpose and the same goal. And so the writing part was really simple for me in one sense because it just flowed out of me. It just flowed out. But then you have the editing and you have all the other stuff that are part of the deadline that I didn't realize. And wow, did I have to learn, that, oh my gosh, you've got to have the money in the bank. You've got to have the stuff written on the acknowledgments and the preludes, and you have to have permissions and legalities. And I need business cards and I need to promote. It's all these other things besides the writing. And each of those things had a deadline. So if I wanted to order business cards, I needed to have it into the people that printed it, which means I had to design it and then I had to print it. And then, so all these things have deadlines, and you're constantly working with a calendar. You're constantly working with a clock. And I know we are 3 hours difference, Elizabeth. So to communicate with you, that was huge. And I was so grateful that you had the foresight to say, hey, let's meet weekly or let's meet at this time. And then that way we had our game plan. And so that was a big part of the deadline. So what did it feel like? It was a ton of good pressure. I don't want to say bad pressure. It was a good pressure that, and again, I come back to sports. When you're on the free throw line and it's all you for that last shot of a game, it's all you. And hopefully all your strength, your fortitude, your hope, everything is into that. And you just give it your absolute best. And
Yes, yes,
so
yes,
thanks
yes.
be to God, it worked out. When the books arrived, I was sweating that one. Oh my gosh, I've got the launch plan for March 19th. They arrived, I think, on the March 17th, and it was like, come on, books, come to the door, come to the door.
Oh,
Yes, man
yeah,
came, was in heaven. It's like, thanks be to God, you're here. And that was a
yes,
big celebration. But yeah,
yeah.
there is definitely pressure, but
Mhm,
it's how you look at it, and hopefully you have a team. You
mhm.
tell me a little bit of your experiences because you're
So
coming at it from a different angle.
right, because I'm running our business, Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, so I have the responsibility of all our authors, and we have lots of different projects in varying states of writing, editing, and publication and promotion. So that's my quote day job. So when I do my own books for now, it is on my own time, which makes it even more challenging. But when you're on deadline pressure, you're on a deadline, you have to know when your best writing time is, because if you don't, you won't do the best writing and make most efficient use of your time. So my best writing time is in the morning. So I use that time to do the composition, which is the hardest part. Going back and editing is less brain energy, but needs a lot. But for me, I'm in my genius zone in the morning after my coffee. And so I use that time for writing and doing the heavy lifting mentally of organizing things or rearranging. It's huge brain energy to the point that your body will literally feel exhausted after that energy is spent. So you, as an aspiring writer out there, you have to know when is your best genius zone brain energy the highest, your physical energy and your mental energy. That's when you can compose the best book. If when I'm tired and foggy, so like yesterday, for example, I usually don't eat till midday. And sometimes after I eat, my energy is just not high. Sometimes it's great, but sometimes it's lower. So I structure the day accordingly. I go and do things during that energy slump where I do not try to write. I stare at the screen and it's just fog. So unless you want to be really frustrated and waste your time, don't even try. So I went and I watered my plants. I vacuumed. I did the things that would keep me physical because that boosts your energy and helps you digest your food and get that energy back. And so I make an at point of 10 minutes after I eat. For 10 minutes, I get some physical activity and that boosts my energy back up. What about you, Joni?
Good points. Good points. Yes. And probably my best writing time is yes in the morning and yes in the late afternoon, evening, after I've already had my meal and done my house things and life things and outdoor things. So yes, and that is absolutely crucial. I agree with you on that. And to know that when that foggy stuff hits, that you know what? Don't press it. Don't
No.
press it.
Yeah.
Walk away from it. Do something else. Do
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. So sometimes the fog can last for a few days. You might just be physically fatigued. And there are different cycles that we go through in a month, women, and also with moon cycles. I know that I'm super energetic during certain moon cycles, and then sometimes I'm just really tired. If you didn't get enough sleep the night before, forget about it unless you're able. Don't drink too much coffee or stimulant because that will have an adverse effect later. So the point to all of you aspiring writers is to know your own energy cycles and when you can best write. Now, not everybody has the luxury, Joni, that you and I have of, you're retired and you're retired from your career, but now your full-time career is being an author. And I work from home with our company. So we both have tremendous flexibility to follow our own physical cycles of energy for
Mhm.
writing. But for those of you who might have a 9 to 5 job or other obligations, you have to figure out when you can take that time. When I had a full-time job multiple times in an office or when I was a reporter at the newspaper, I would get up really early, like 4 or 5 a.m. and write, and I would write before work. And then I felt like I got it in, and now I can go to handle my responsibilities, but I'm still getting my writing done. What about you, Joni?
Yeah, I think you spin a lot more plates. You have a lot more plates spinning. And so my other involvements, even though I do not have children, but I am very involved in my community and my neighborhood and all the activities and things I do. It's a matter for me of when do I say yes to people and events? And when do I say yes to what I need to do? And it's been really good because 99% of my friends and my family, they know when I'm in that mode of, like, I just call it book stuff. When I'm in that mode of book stuff, then it's like, don't really have a conversation with Joanie right now. She's so focused on what she needs to do.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean I don't care, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you. That's not what it's about. It's about, I need to get this done, I
Mhm.
want to get this done, and I'm having fun getting this done. So it's not a pressure in the bad sense. I'm going to go back to that. It's the deadline is not a pressure in the bad sense, but it's a good thing. And
Mhm.
yes, I totally agree with everything you're saying. I
Oh,
so get it.
good.
I
That's a
so
great
get it.
point. Mhm.
I
That's
so
great.
get it.
Okay, good. So you brought up a great point is other people and whether they do or don't understand. It sounds like your people do, of course, understand and support you, but there might be people who don't understand why you're so focused on something that you might not be making any money from yet. It's taking you away from your family or your partner, your friends. They might not get it, but you just have to do you, and this is a temporary sacrifice. So for example, when I finished this book this summer, for the July 4th weekend, I stayed at home alone for 4 days straight, all day, all evening writing, and I got the book done. And there were invitations coming in about come to this party and come hang out and blah, blah, blah. And oh, go to the cottage. No, I need to sit here and work. So did I have FOMO, fear of missing out? Not really. I had also done it. There was a big event in Detroit some months ago, and it was like it was the NFL draft and there were parties and all kinds of stuff. And again, I stayed home that whole weekend writing, and I didn't feel like I was missing out. Well, maybe just a little bit, but I knew that the feeling of getting my work done and finishing my book is way better than the best party ever. That feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment of writing your book and finishing it because you had the discipline, the focus, you committed to it, you did it, and it's great. There's no better feeling of accomplishment for me. And I'm sure if an Olympic athlete gets the gold, they probably have the same feeling or whatever industry or realm that you're in. What is the pinnacle? And for me, it's that feeling that I did it. I did it.
Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, I totally, totally agree. That commitment that comes out of you and out of me and out of all of you that are out there writing, that commitment will pay off in rewards that will just blow you away. And
Yeah.
and most importantly, it's an internal thing, not just an external thing. It's an internal thing where you just feel so happy with who
Yeah.
you are because you
Uh-huh.
know you've given it 101,000%, and
Yeah.
and oh my God. And then when you're hanging with people that do the same thing, like hanging with Elizabeth, hanging with Catherine, hanging with Rosie Robles, hanging with, I just finished Barry Schumer's book. Oh my gosh, is he hilarious? Talk
I
about
know.
Detroit Lions and football. My gosh, but
Uh-huh.
being in touch with these other people, hanging out with some of your people on your podcast and your meditation group, and hanging out with winners. And I can go through my family and my friends as well. But when you hang out with those people and they're experiencing that in their own life, it's a cool, cool thing. Commitment and rewards. Oh,
Yeah, that's a great point. I love the way you said that, Joni. Um, so some people might view deadline
thank you.
pressure as something stressful, but I find it very invigorating and exciting. And also, when you work with somebody like Joni and I just wrote 2 books together, so that took the whole deadline experience to another level because I'm going to be accountable anyway, but when you have a writing collaborator, you are going to be accountable to them and hitting
Yes.
the different deadlines that you set for the project and to the graphic designer because they have to
Yes.
have the manuscript X number of weeks before your publication date to make sure there's time for formatting it or typesetting it, and then all the back and forth proofing and correcting and making it perfect. So when you have a team, as Joni's always saying, it makes you even more accountable to deadlines. And one more thing, as a newspaper reporter, that was my first job out of school. And also a TV news writer. I was used to deadline pressure, and it's just this tremendous adrenaline rush. I think it's exciting.
It
So,
is. It is. That's so exciting. I can just imagine you as a newspaper reporter and your microphone in hand, and you have the best questions in the world that you ask, and so you just
oh,
bring out the best in other people, which is awesome. Awesome.
thank
You know,
you.
you know what, you know, thinking back on the deadlines, one of the things that just really hit me when the production of None Better and Joyously Free, and now I have the Healing Religious Hurts, are what called the ISBN numbers. And that's the officialness. When you write your book, everybody, you will have, yes, 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 international standard
Book number. It's like the
book
social
number.
security number of your book. It's what's used to file the copyright and to identify your title on the publishing platforms. So again, like the social security number for a person, this your ISBN, which appears on the barcode,
Uh-huh.
which is used for
Uh-huh.
tracking books and sales. It appears
Uh-huh.
there. Yeah.
Fantastic. But I tell you, that was a part of the what hit me when we were doing deadlines. And then all of a sudden I get this email from you with the ISBN numbers. And it was like a happy dance. It was a happy dance because we reached that goal of making it official for the whole world. And that was just really, really, really cool. And so
Oh,
that
that's
that comes to
awesome.
mind when we think of deadlines. There's so many little things along the way, everybody. It's like these little stop signs, and you receive accolades and you receive accomplishments that you're proud of along the way, not
Mhm.
just when you're in the middle of writing.
Yeah, things like the ISBN number assignment is like making it official. Like,
Hmm.
okay, this is officially registered because
Hmm.
it's on Bowker.com, which is this place where you get ISBNs. And then also what you don't see, which is a deadline for us as a publisher, is to set up the titles on Ingram Spark, the global distribution publishing platform that we use. And so for each version of the book, hardcover, paperback, and ebook, there has to be a separate ISBN number for each title to identify and distinguish between hardcover, paperback, and ebook. So we have to do that work with a lot of what's called metadata, which we also have to gather. You have to write the full book description, the short description. You have to select the categories where it's going to be marketed on all the platforms like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple Books. So there's a lot behind the scenes that we have deadlines for.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
And speaking of that, I'm so jazzed. Elizabeth and I had our little bit of a conversation before we jumped onto podcast. Healing Religious Hurts is with Deborah right now from Illumination Graphics. We're waiting for her final formatting before Elizabeth and I will review, and that'll be it for Healing Religious Hurts. And we're on a deadline because then we need to order books because October 1st in Brookings is the launch. October 3rd is the launch in Pascal Winery. So that's hot to trot on our minds. And then the other thing that is just sort of happening, and just give you an update, everybody, None Better is going to go audiobook. And so I'm in the process of setting all of that up, which is more deadlines and more information and just more excitement. So yes, paperback, hardback, ebook, and then audiobook for None Better. And
Mhm.
have you done an audiobook before, Elizabeth?
Yes, our mother's book is an audiobook, Dark Secret. We have several in the works.
Yay! Isn't that exciting, everybody? So whether you read it or you hear it, it's just all good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, lots of
yeah.
people love to listen to audiobooks, especially people who commute and they listen to them in the car so they have some mental stimulation. So
Awesome.
excellent. Oh, so
Awesome.
exciting. So you can go to twosisterswriting.com and go to the pages for Healing Religious Hurts and Joyously Free to find out, and None Better and the Biss Tribe, and find out all the events. There's an events tab that lists all the places Joanie just mentioned, her Brookings launch in for Healing Religious Hurts October 1st. And then I'll be in Oregon for October 3rd when we are going to have a beautiful party at Pascal Winery and Vineyard in Talent, Oregon, which is near Ashland. And it's going to be beautiful. The launch of Nun Better was there, and it was just such a spectacular evening. So if you're in the Southern Oregon area, please come to Pascal Wine, or first go to Brookings, which is on the coast, and then come to Pascal Winery to enjoy our event, which is going to be spectacular. So
Yes.
we wish all of you aspiring writers the best, and we're happy to answer any questions about deadline pressure or strategizing your book launch. And you can reach Joanie on Facebook at Joanie Lindenmeyer, and she's also on TikTok and Instagram now, right, Joanie?
Yes, I'm learning it.
Okay, that's so cool. And then
And
you
they
can,
can reach you by.
yes, at twosisterswriting.com. You can send an email there, and you can also schedule a free consultation over Zoom or phone if you want to talk, ask questions, and see how I can help you. So I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. I need to get back to my deadline. So please visit our website bookstore and look at all the amazing books we offer. If you want to publish a book, check out our publishing services. And if you need help writing a book, check out our book coaching services. So Joanie, thank you for another amazing talk, and we wish you all the best.
You bet. Bye, everybody. Happy day. Big hugs.
Bye-bye.
Bye.